popping? Welcome back again to the YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome, like, share, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so whenever I upload a video, you will be reminded, guys. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, please subscribe and thumbs up the video. I will really appreciate it, guys. And so I know a lot of all you request videos, guys, but don't worry, I am getting to the videos them slowly but surely, right? And so, guys, this would be a video on based on a guy that jail cannot hold him, like prison or whatever you call it, right? Cannot hold this guy. He very skillful, right? So I didn't watch the video before, so I'm just assuming off of the title that they had there. So guys, let's get to this reaction.
Prison break. Be it in the Shawshank Redemption, Prison Break, or Chicken Run. Film and television has long made breaking out of jail look awesome. But the reality is that it's much tougher to break out of a maximum security prison than the films make it look. Not that anybody told these people who broke out of prison in ways you wouldn't think of.
Okay.
There's probably no prison quite as famous as Alcatraz. It's literally been referenced in The Simpsons. No! And if that's not the peak of iconic, we don't know what is. While there were several attempted prison breaks from Alcatraz, none are quite as legendary as the one that went down in...
For real though, guys, the prison, for real, it's surrounded by water, so I don't know how a man would be able to even break out this prison and like pass through that water. Or we do that, I don't know.
June 1962. For those unfamiliar with Alcatraz, this maximum security federal penitentiary operated from 1934 to 1963 and was built on an island about a mile and a half off the coast of San Francisco, California. Even if you did manage to escape, you would immediately find yourself with another problem to solve. How exactly do you cross the water and get to the mainland? It was specifically designated for housing the most problematic prisoners who continually cause trouble at other less secure federal prisons. Alcatraz had such a reputation for being inescapable, it was thought that not even Houdini himself...
I think that is it, right? I think that is it, guys, because for a guy to break out of prison, that maybe I wouldn't use the word easy, right? Because, you know, like when you watch it in movie, it looks so easy, a guy break out and all that, but it's not that easy. So he had to be real thinking, like, oh my goodness, I am tired and I need to get out, right?
Himself could spring this joint, but then Frank Morris arrived. With an IQ that put him in the top 2% of the American population, he was no everyday criminal. If anyone could bust out of this place, it was him. Teaming up with fellow inmates Alan West and brothers John and Clarence England, Frank Morris set his plan in motion. Behind all the cells was a foolishly unguarded 3-foot-wide utility corridor. As the months rolled by, Morris sneakily swiped as many drill bits as he could, as well as a vacuum cleaner, and using that Tony Stark-sized brain of his, fashioned it all together into an imperfect but working drill. Over the course of half a year, Morris and his friends took turns using saw blades, old spoons, and his homemade drill to slowly widen the ventilation ducts under the sinks in their cells.
Oh my goodness. Oh, did they create, like, what's going on here, right? Well, as you could see here, guys, these men have brains. Like, they're real thinking. You get what I'm saying? They're really thinking. Oh my goodness.
The major flaw in this plan, of course, was the sound of the drill. But Morris had already prepared for this. He masked the sound with strategically timed accordion playing, and their drilling progress was hidden from the guards during the day by the use of false walls. Come the night of the escape, they put papier-mâché dummies that looked like them, complete with hair, in their beds, and upon reaching the island's edge with choppy waters, they were ready to sail by using a rudimentary raft that Morris had constructed out of stolen raincoats. MacGyver, eat your heart out. The plan didn't go off without a hitch, however. Alan West's fake wall kept sliding out of place, so, to try to get it to stay up to avoid the guards noticing, he glued it in with wet cement. Come the night of the escape, the cement had permanently set, effectively turning his fake wall into a real one. It took him far too long to rip it down, and Morris and the others were not patient types. They sailed off without him, leaving poor Alan behind to tell the tale of how his former fellow inmates escaped while never getting to escape with them. What became of Morris and the others as they hit the waters? Sadly, we may never know. An investigation by the FBI concluded they never reached the shore, implying their makeshift boat.
What do you think, guys? Do you think that these guys reached the shore? Because to be surrounded by water in the middle, I would say in the middle of the ocean, it would be very, very difficult for them to like swim, right? Swim so far across to dry land. So I don't know. Maybe they could make it unless they have an outside partner that just pick them up. You get me saying, and just leave with them. One of them, I don't know.
And they lost their lives at sea. But there are consistent rumors the men are still alive and well to this day in Brazil. To be fair, if anyone could survive, nicknamed the Snake Man by Russian media, realized that he was skinny enough that he could just about squeeze his way through the food delivery hatch of his cell. The only thing standing in his way was the resistance his clothes would offer. So, stripping naked, the man clambered headfirst through the hatch, bursting out of his cell and into the corridor in a manner disturbingly reminiscent of that infamous rhino scene in Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. CCTV footage
oh my
reveals the
goodness,
baffling
guys.
moment he comes up.
I watched that movie before. It was amazing. It was just so funny.
Uncomfortably slinking out of the hatch, only to casually get dressed as if all is normal, and saunter off down the corridor to freedom. Crazily, a similar thing once happened in an episode of The X-Files. We can't help but wonder if that's what inspired him. And as far as we can tell, was never successfully apprehended again. Of all the methods, we did not think this would be the one to work. The second most famous Yoshi after the little green...
So you're telling me, guys, that he just slipped through that small square-looking hole right there, and then he just dressed up and just walked through freedom. Wow, that was just so easy. So easy.
Green dinosaur Mario rides around the Mushroom Kingdom. Yoshi Shiratori is infamously known as the man no prison could hold. This Japanese Houdini has slipped out of more cells than you've had hot dinners. There is truly no one who hates incarceration as much as he did. While early Japanese prisons were easier to break out of than a paper bag, since the mid-70s, the annual number of successful escapes countrywide is down to single digits, meaning Yoshi's statistical chance of escape was slimmer than Rustam Shakrutinov's body. But he wasn't going to let that deter him. Initially arrested for murder and robbery, he was locked up in Aomori prison. But a mere 3 years later, he had picked the lock of his handcuffs and made a break for it.
Yes, but that is the thing, guys, because remember, if you do the crime, you have to do the time. You understand? You cannot just kill people and just want to break out and break free and say, okay then, well, I am going and live my life. No. Right? So that is why you have to like think before you do certain things. You get me seeing? So you have some people just like break out of prison because what? They're tired of prison. Well, before you kill somebody, you have to like know that you're gonna be tired because prison is not easy.
Later caught and put away for life in Akita prison, he managed to slip out of that prison as well by climbing up the walls every night and gradually unhinging the air vent. One night he finally wriggled through it and ran to freedom. Having escaped 2 times, Yoshi was transferred to Abashiri prison, an Alcatraz-style facility in that it is normally reserved for the worst of the worst. But no, not even this place could get the restless Shiratori to stop running. Every morning he spat miso soup on the doorframe of his cell, the salts within slowly corroding and weakening the doorframe. During the wartime blackout of August 25th, 1944, Yoshi deliberately dislocated his shoulder and wriggled through the small space on the metal frame the guards would use to...
This is how terrible this is. Like, he break his own shoulder, for real, to get out of jail. So why did he kill the person? That's what I don't understand. Why did he kill the person?
Finally having enough, the Japanese prison system decided to up their game. Yoshi was locked up in Sapporo prison, where he was assigned 6 personal armed guards and was under surveillance.